I do believe if you want to change the world, you have to be responsible for it. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what's up with our fickle friend Bitcoin, right? Hanging out a little bit on the other side of that $4,000 line. No real big gains. People talking about a breakout is imminent. Some people, of course, technical analysis calling to the upside, technical analysis calling to the downside. But you know what? Today we're going to talk about something a little differently. We're going to talk about why Bitcoin's going to the moon, why it's going to be unstoppable, and possibly why these markets are just being manipulated, and with the price of Bitcoin that you see at the spot trade is actually nowhere near what the real price of Bitcoin is. And you know who's here helping me spread awareness? My co-host, Samantha.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you this evening, Samantha?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Today was the last day of work. I have the weekend off.
Ah, it's the weekend, but I love the weekend because you know what the weekend means?
Beaky loves the weekend.
I think Beaky likes the weekend too. You know why, Beaky? Because it's the Bitcoin weekend, right? Because we're here for those Friday night episodes, that Saturday and Sunday brunch, and we're here for that Monday night recap to get the week kicked off before you got to get back to that grind, right?
Well, technically, you might have already started the grind, but yes.
Yeah, but you gotta sit there and, you know, one last little bit of Bitcoin before you kind of just put it out of your mind because we're in the bear market and you can't keep thinking about the price every single day.
Womp, womp, womp.
Would you mind pulling up Coin Paprika so we can take a look and see how these altcoins are doing? Because somebody told me that they're going up again.
You don't say.
Really? Altcoin season? But, of course, you know, high tide does rise all ships. And Bitcoin and altcoins are definitely correlated together. Look at that BTC, 50.76%. I'm not all that concerned, though. As we see our overall market cap coming in at $139 billion, it's up 0.36. So no real big gains there. As we're looking at the prices, pretty stable, less than 1% in one direction or the other for the top five. We got Bitcoin coming in at $4,036.15. That is up 0.02, so that we got a little green on the board at least for us, and we're looking at a 2% gain for the overall 7-day. As we look at our number two spot, we got Ethereum coming in at $138, up almost a full percent here at 0.91 in the 24 hours and up 0.68 in the 7-day. We got XRapid here coming in at 31.3 cents, sliding backwards only 0.2%, with down 1% on the 7-day. So, of course, I like to say that I think we're in a nice period of accumulation because, I mean, we're looking at all kinds of amazing things happening with Bitcoin as we're getting all kinds of institutional interest. We got Lightning Network taking upgrades lately. I mean, we got the Wasabi wallet with CoinJoin adding privacy at the wallet level. I mean, it's never been a brighter day in Bitcoin is what we're seeing here today. We got Litecoin, though, coming in at $59.95. Not bad right there. Up 0.81, looking at a 1.88% gain. And you know what? We got that Litecoin halvening coming up a lot sooner than we got that Bitcoin halvening. So we could be definitely seeing some more potential gains coming out of Litecoin as we move further along. And we've also heard talk from Charlie Lee about how we're supposed to be getting some sort of privacy, possibly Mimblewimble, added here into Litecoin. So, I mean, you never know what's going to be coming down the road as we're in these emerging markets of cryptocurrency. We got EOS coming in at $3.66, sliding backwards only 0.41, looking at a down 1.17 here in the 7-day. So, all right, let's see. Anything here we should really be talking about? 4% on Binance Coin, but I mean, that's to be expected. I don't know exactly why everybody's so invested in Binance Coin. I don't know if they're going to continue to hold this lead here as they have come out and been one of the best exchanges as of last year. But, you know, things change, and I'm not here for financial advice. I mean, I didn't make any money on it, but you never know where this stuff is going to lead as they move towards their decentralized platforms. And we keep looking at these initial exchange offerings. I mean, even though they've been kind of hinky coming out of Binance.
I mean, they are the Asian invasion. They are, yeah, Beaky. I mean, I don't know.
Where did we go here? Steam. There we are. 46.5 cents, sliding backwards a 0.5%.
Third place.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm satisfied with it, especially since we've gotten over that late 30-cent bump. I'd like to see it back up, of course, over the dollar. But you know me, I'm a greedy person at times. I like Steam and I like to see it do well because I like the idea of content creators actually getting paid for their content and not having to rely on commercials and all of these other things in order to, fund what they're really passionate about.
Yes, because like we said, until we actually started doing the live chats with the super chats and all of that stuff, I mean, AdSense, it took months. It took months to get to their threshold of payout.
All right. And as we see here, my Twitter. I'm passing out Bitcoin flyers. It's something that we do around here at Bitcoin and Coffee because we're progressively moving forward trying to spread Bitcoin awareness. We found that if we get out to these electric music festivals and actually put our feet to the ground and walk around shaking hands, putting Bitcoin flyers with embedded QR codes, with the tools actually necessary to get started, these millennials are actually quite receptive to this. And I mean, this is the generation we need to be looking at, the next generation, because the number one key demographic generation that's going to be using Bitcoin hasn't even been born yet.
It's their children.
It's going to be their children.
Yep. So, I mean, yes, we definitely want the mommies and the daddies.
And as you can see here, we continue to collect funds to be able to pass out these Bitcoin flyers, and we're a nonprofit organization. We don't keep any of this money. It all goes into the event. As you can see here, there's a tipping me button on Twitter. As you're over there, you can follow me. As you can see here, we got $6.38 in our tipping fund. That is absolutely fantastic. I like to see people going ahead and using the Lightning Network because that is going to be our next scaling solution here. Tally funds down, so I can't really show you too much on it. I keep having problems, even though I seen Thomas's was working earlier.
Saying that.
So I don't know why mine just keeps waiting on Tally and circling. But of course, AdSense did pay out, so we received $140. We were able to actually go ahead and purchase one of these tickets. So that's that's fantastic. I'm really stoked. That's why I'm like, all bubbly over here, is that we're getting closer. We got the first ticket down. As you can see here, Sunset Music Festival they got a ticker here. We got 63 days. So let me see, what are those calculations? And we got to raise about $740, it looks like. So that's about $12 a day. I think it's doable. We should be getting there on track. You guys have been donating generously through the super chats and things like that, and we can't thank you enough. I mean, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to get out there and put feet to the ground doing what we're passionate about, spreading Bitcoin awareness.
I mean, Eugene, every dollar counts. Like, it is amazing what you guys do.
All right, there's our backyard, and here we go with the chat. Beaky, you are excited to be out of the cage and back on the sidelines of the air here, aren't you? Oh, poor Beaky, though. He still has a torn ligament, so he got the little hop. The turkey with the hop.
Yeah. He's got a knee problem. We're not sure.
So, you got anybody hanging out with us, or am I doing that thing where I'm standing out in the woods with all these crazy animals talking about how there's this new magical money that you got to get involved with? Because it's not for the government. It's for me, and it's for you. And it's for you too, Sam. I mean,
it is.
It is.
It is. No, we have Josh here. He says, "Let the Bitcoin weekend commence."
Ah, thank you. I know. I'm so happy it's the weekend too. Hey, maybe we'll get that blast off that we were talking about. Maybe the price of Bitcoin will hop up over that $4,200 barrier. We'll start to see some lift off.
It would be nice. I don't know. It is. I know that you had a few friends on Facebook that were posting that it's about to snow again in New York or something. But I mean, it does feel very spring-like. I mean, maybe everybody's just kind of getting that hopeful anticipation.
I know. I got to cut the grass.
Yeah, that's a whole nother something we got to figure out. Yes, that'll be awesome. All right, so Paul Brullo is here. He says hello and happy Friday.
Paul Brullo, my man. I did get your email. I am sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I have to actually pull my ledger out to get an address or to make one. I don't carry
the Tron? Yeah. Ooh, but that'll be awesome.
It has been on my mind. I actually went to Georgia today.
Yeah.
I went and bought a giant Fleming, a rabbit.
A Flemish giant. They are the largest breed of North or American rabbits there is.
So we're going to add some rabbits here to the farm. So it's not going to be just birds. It's not going to be peacocks and turkeys and chickens only. We're also going to get some rabbits, some huge 20-pound rabbits.
I was cleaning the house, and there was a lady that had 2 of them and like some giant plexiglass like playpen in the living room. And I mean, it was gigantic, but they were super cool bunnies and they were gigantic. And then I started talking, and now we have one. I mean, and apparently they're hard to come by because Eugene was whoring himself out all over social media, and only in Georgia did one lady have a bunch of them.
It was a fun road trip. The kid liked it. We stopped at McDonald's, which I never do.
I know, right? I was like, yes. RJ is here. He says hi to me. Hi.
Hi,
and
RJ.
He says B&B cannot be shorted. It's got that going for it. Plus, you can get reduced trading fees on Binance holding it. Oh, yes. And I don't know if a lot of it is that everybody kind of has a Binance account. I mean...
Yeah, but the problem is that it's just a stepping stone. You know, we are going to need these exchanges for a short amount of time. You know, we are moving to a future where everybody is going to be having these digital currencies, and there's going to be atomic swaps, and there's going to be decentralized exchanges, and part of digital cryptocurrency is to eliminate the fees. So why are we going to inject any other middleman to sit in the middle of our financial doings and making profit off of it for doing nothing? The concept of rent seeking is part of what we need to be doing away with. We found ourselves too fat with too many middlemen in society now, of just people paper pushing and forcing enactments and rules, which we'll be able to do with smart contracts.
Yeah, I mean, I went to an Asian market this week, and I mean, you don't see it all that often, but they literally had a handwritten sign saying, no debit or credit transactions unless they're over $5. And it's like, because you're paying MasterCard or Visa or whatever, you're paying your third party a crap load of money for me to be able to swipe my card.
And definitely when you're with these small merchants, it could be the make or break 2%.
Yes.
I mean, it is hard to be profitable, especially when your business is pretty much based in debt, because you had to go take loans to start, you had to go take loans to get the business run, you had to go take loans for a million different things, for insurances and Well, you want to talk about a little bit of news?
Why not?
You know what I'm excited about? Lightning Labs, right? They came out with their upgrade.
Yes.
So, I mean, everyone's like, oh, they're not really getting it. So
Beaky likes Lightning. And apparently Litecoin. Yes.
Why is this a big deal, right? Well, because, we keep talking about how Lightning Network isn't fully developed, right? That it's only been a year, that we're still working out the kinks, that there's that potential to lose money. Well, how would you lose money? Well, if you're a business and you had a Lightning channel, which has a capacity limit, and people were trying to pay for services, and your channel hit the full mark,
right?
Well, then where does that money go?
Yes, just like how our original dilemma was.
Well, you don't get it.
Yep. I mean.
So now, due to, it's pretty much like a small smart contract. It's called Submarine Swap, and it's part of this, Lightning Loop Alpha release, and it's going to help unload your money. It's going to take it from being off-chain to on-chain. It'll empty out the channel. It'll allow you to make changes to your Lightning channel without taking it offline, like fluctuating amounts of value by adding Bitcoin and taking Bitcoin from it.
Okay, so that's kind of cool.
Right. So in other words, you don't actually, all right, like,
you don't have to shut all the way down.
Like, all right, so it's lightning, like electricity. You don't have to turn off the channel by shutting off the power in order to touch it, because you'll get electrocuted. You can go ahead and you can touch it and grab something and pull the breaker out and set it over here and put new breakers in and change 20 amps to 30 amps type of.
Well, and I mean, that was our dilemma in the first wallet. It was like, if you wanted to run, you had to run a node, and it was like, dude, we didn't, like, it wouldn't work in a tipping situation or something where you have technically no idea how much you could have on your node if you don't have an infinite amount of Bitcoin. Like, so it was, I mean, I get that makes sense.
Yes, in other words, you could have a small amount, like only own $100 worth of Bitcoin, technically, on your Lightning channel, and actually receive more than $100 through tipping or payments or whatever, because as it reached that threshold of $100, it would take $80 off or something, or the full 100, and continue to leave your channel open.
Right, and if for some reason you wanted to make your channel larger,
you can do that without shutting it down and uploading and reopening your channel. So in other words, your business would never have downtime.
I mean, that is beneficial. I could definitely see.
It's stepping towards micro payments that'll be happening, thousands of them. You see what I'm saying? Oh, from lots of places constantly, to be able to pay for services, as possibly like driving down the road and having to pay a fee to be on the road, but you pay based on the amount of time you're actually on the road. So as your car would be paying it to the services of the road, you see what I'm saying? You would want these things to be happening super fast and all the time, but the government would have Lightning channels that had to unload the highway money.
It's kind of like the maintenance like app on your phone type deal that's always, you know, like de-cookieing and whatever. It's like, oh, okay. So like, I mean, you would have to obviously set all of the stuff up, and if you wanted to
change, I mean, this is just the first step in an upgrade, and eventually down the road, these things would happen seamlessly in the background. But it's the fact that here we are a year later, and we're still continuing to upgrade this. That this is undeniable that this is continuing, right? That digital currency is going to be part of the future. And I mean, let's just skip right into this one. Bitwise, right? They came out, we're talking about the wash trading. We all know about it. We all know that this is a big problem. We know that that's why we didn't get the ETF. We know that we talk about manipulated markets, but that's why we talk about the smart people know that the market is manipulated and know how to operate regardless of the fact that they're manipulating the market.
Yes, if the rules aren't fair and there are no rules and all of that loveliness, yes, you just work around.
So as we're looking at a $4,000 Bitcoin, and we know that it's worth a lot more, we know that they're manipulating the price, and we just have to go ahead and take advantage of this and collect as much Bitcoin as we can while the price is down here. Because once they let this go and they want to collect their money because they're done pulling back the trains, right, we're going to see an all-time high again. And we've seen Bitcoin always seems to surpass previous all-time highs. So I don't want to go fudding it out there and say crazy $1 million numbers, but we should see a number higher than $20,000.
I mean, it should definitely be more than 4,000. I don't know. I already had said, and I've told you that, I mean, the fact that the U.S. government has auctions and has seizures and has things that literally are Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I mean, that is not a super awesome feeling, because if they're saying that they actually have it, then they have more than what they're selling to people. So, I mean, but yes. Yeah.
I mean, we know that these markets are being manipulated. We knew that at first they wanted nothing to do with cryptocurrency. They didn't understand it. Now that they are starting to understand it and they see that blockchain is the solution, they're trying to take the blockchain without the Bitcoin. And that's not really going to work.
No.
So what they're going to do is they're going to distract us a lot over here by trying to use the blockchain without Bitcoin and say that they're going to implement it here and there. And there will be use case scenarios. There will be positive tokens and things like that that'll help society. But we're talking a couple hundred out of the thousands, right? And while this is all happening over here, what's really happening is they're accumulating Bitcoin because this asset they can't manipulate at some point in time. When we all understand what it is and we all have it and it is working for the people, they're not going to be able to take it from you, right?
Yes, that's just why, like, all of them, all of the hacks, all of the exchanges that lose all of their monies, all this stuff, the amounts of money keep varying. Every time you'll hear the same one, including like the Quadrata CX horribleness. I mean, literally it changes by, quarters of millions of dollars and stuff. And it's like, it shouldn't be a discrepancy, okay? Like,
there's always discrepancies here in crypto.
It should be a very fine knit number. And yet somehow it's not a fine knit number.
Wait, you mean in a cryptocurrency system where things are validated by math, it's never a concrete number? Yeah, I've noticed that as well. So We got more news. People were wondering why they weren't getting their Ledger Nano X's, right? I mean, I didn't order one. My Ledger Nano, I got 2 of them. They work fine. I don't need to upgrade.
Yeah. Right? That's the way you do. I mean, who cares about a little touch screeniness or a little Bluetoothy? Who cares?
I'd rather have that extra $100.
Of course.
Personally. But there's a 1-month delay happening. Apparently, they got some bad chips or some chips that didn't meet their qualification specs, so they rejected them. But this is where I want to kick myself for not ordering one. They're going to get a free one. They're going to double them. If you ordered one and the pre-order, they're going to give you a second one for free.
Oh, right.
So for the 1-month
consolation
delay.
Price.
So yeah, I mean, I would have taken a 1-month delay to get 2 for the price of one. I would have, you know what I mean? And then if you would have signed up right after, I think they had a little discount and everything.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I guess if nothing else, they are definitely trying to be customer active, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the horrible emails of paranoia have already started coming in. So yeah, at least they're giving you something. I mean,
I thought that was quite a bit. I mean, I would have thought maybe a discount, maybe, you know,
right? Maybe yes, like a coupon for a free holder or a free lanyard or something. I mean, something stupid.
Right. But no, a whole extra one. Oh, I mean, that's
right.
I mean, it goes to show that they're probably producing these pretty cheaply.
Yes, but apparently that might also be half the problem, which is why their batch didn't go out right.
You mean the Chinese circuits aren't that good?
Their QC is not on point, apparently.
Well,
I know.
They should have hired us, right?
Right.
So, all right, we got a little bit of FUD that was happening out there in the market. I don't know. I didn't really think it was anything. I do remember the days when it would have been something, but we got China, right? Big old China over there with the problems.
Of course we have China.
Well, they're going to go ahead and there's going to be some severe punishment if you're involved with ICOs, STOs, stable coins.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like nothing. It's like whatever. It's like, why did you bother with that, Eugene? Right? Well, it's because it did used to be something, and the fact that it's not anymore is a little bit more that I would like to just go ahead and point out about how far Bitcoin has come along, especially in the last 2 years that I've been standing out here on air ranting about it in the woods. Right?
That is true.
I mean, China used to be the big sway in the market. I mean, I used to make a couple $100 based on what China said. And now China has banned Bitcoin, banned ICOs. I mean, even though we watched the unraveling of Bitmain and their secrets, and now we're looking at them possibly throwing up more miners in China, I had seen.
Yeah, I mean,
because they want to go ahead and take care of the hydro dam and the flood season and the profitable extra electricity. So,
I mean, I guess, yes, it is. It is something that, I mean, now it's kind of like, oh, China, instead of China, right? China,
right?
China. I mean, yes, we are past the Cold War part of like, please get under your tables. So.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that part of the downfall of Bitmain helped all of this because it was always, I mean, they had almost 51% at like all points in time, you know, so you knew
that was a little unnerving, yeah.
Right. You knew that a lot of the Bitcoin that were coming fresh on the market from the miners trying to go ahead and get their money back to be able to pay for electricity or whatever was coming from China, right? So when China did this and did that, and the market was sitting there under $100 billion,
yes. Oh, okay. Tune is here. She says, "Hi, girl. I finally see you live."
Yes, of course. I'm glad that you're here, girl. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for a brunch episode. What are you thinking? 11-ish?
Probably.
And same for Sunday, probably. Yeah. We'll be here for brunch.
Oh, she says, "Go chickens!" And gobble, gobble. I know, right?
Oh, I know. Samantha has her Turkins. They're like, what, 3 weeks now?
Yes. They are so ugly. They're butt ugly. Like, they are that horrible. They're like pugs. Like that. Oh, they're so ugly. You're cute. It is definitely. But they're pretty smart. I'm very happy. They seem like they're not stupid chickens. Because all of my bantams were stupid, sadly. They were cute and fluffy, but they were very stupid. Paul Rouleau says blockchain without Bitcoin is like Bitcoin and coffee without caffeine.
Yeah, it's not decaf around here for sure.
Oh, he also says it's Lent turkey. Calm down. Right? Right? Everybody give up turkey for Lent. You know, if that's your thing. If you're Lenting, give them up.
The turkey is our friend around here.
I know, right?
So where are we at on that time? Are we getting near that half-hour mark?
Yep, you have 3 minutes until.
3 minutes. Well, I mean, it's not me, guys. I'd shut this down and start up another episode if you guys wanted to continue talking. But that did cover up all of the news stories that I had, right? And YouTube says that we do better if we keep it at the half-hour mark or around the half-hour mark. But if there's anything you guys want to talk about, please go ahead, put it in the chat. That's why Samantha's here. That's her main concern, because we like to make this a very well-rounded thing, right? We want to talk to you guys. We want to know what's going on. We really want you guys to go ahead and come on air and talk with us about why you got in Bitcoin, why you're interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and what's kept you motivated and going through this bear market, right? Because it's been rough. A lot of us have had to go back and take those 9-to-5s. A lot of us have had family and friends and loved ones get kind of mad at us for talking them into buying on their way up to 20,000, and they're completely underwater now. I think the only way you could be profitable is if you picked up cryptocurrency this year.
Yeah.
So, besides that, what do we got going on? 63 days to Sunset Music Festival. We got to go ahead and we got to get flyers, so we got to at least raise another... we got to get $150 together in order to be able to order those flyers.
Yeah, because we need
and
to
we'll
have
to do that part at
ones.
least in the next 50 days. That's probably the bare minimum, because as always, I can foot the bill on these things if I needed to. But let's at least try to get the money together to hand out the flyers, because it is a little bit of all of our jobs in order to spread Bitcoin awareness. There is no marketing department. There is nobody out there for Bitcoin. We have to do our part when it comes to the revolution. And yes, I know it's hard to see through everything when it comes to Bitcoin and see that there is actually a real revolution here that's happening that's completely different than any revolution that's ever happened before. A lot of people get distracted by, the fun in it, the technology, and the financial gains. So, hey, if we got to use these to lure people, then that's absolutely fine with me. But the main goal is the revolution.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, sadly, just the way, all societies are, is you're kind of a little money hungry, a little greedy. So a lot of people do come into it thinking like golden ticket, as long as they stick around. I mean,
I think I got my new boss on it. He was asking me about Bitcoin. I've turned him on to a few places to maybe start getting a little bit of a cryptocurrency education. I was thinking about maybe trading him a couple bucks out of the tally fund to have him make up those shirts for us that we were talking about. That's
because he does vinyl.
Yeah, he has a vinyl printing machine and he makes shirts and laminates. I was also thinking about getting a decal for the back window.
Eugene has spiraled down the rabbit hole of what this man could make and what we could get. Like, let me just price of supplies, and I just give you a
Bitcoin and coffee, everything. So is there anything in the chat, Samantha?
Toon says it's super to see us and have a great weekend.
Of course, we'll see you tomorrow, Toon. As always, you guys, go out there, have a great evening, take care of each other, and keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.
Later.